It's June 2nd, 2026, and I'm Libby Shelton, running for Utah House District 8. And I wanted to take some time today to address some issues that are causing a stir in Utah, and rightfully so. Those are that of AI, or artificial intelligence, and the controversy around a data center in Box Elder County, and how the people and elected officials have responded to this controversy. A first issue is that AI has been out of Pandora's box for quite some time, and it isn't going back in. Those of us who grew up in the 1980s were inundated with cautionary tales surrounding the possible harm of AI with movies like War Games or Terminator. And we may not be at that cinematic level of harm yet, but AI is still causing active harm on a daily basis. One ethical nightmare is large language models, which are trained on the work of people who are not compensated while they enrich the gatekeepers of AI technology. In addition, AI technology is almost growing too fast for the necessary guardrails to be put into place. And speaking of those guardrails, the amount of resources threatened by the data centers is more than Utah, as the second driest state in the nation, can risk. This brings us to the second issue, the Stratus project and the controversy in Box Elder County, where a private corporation is attempting to move quickly to build a data center. Utah is already experiencing growing pains in water and energy. If built with current technology, those resources could easily be swept up in the midst of future growth that increasingly threatens the Great Salt Lake. This has many people frustrated, and more than frustrated, that the choice of wealth and government appear to ignore the voice of the people of northern Utah, causing the third issue, which is as people express their frustration, their elected officials seem to respond with platitudes and patronizing insults. So, what are the solutions? Well, first, as these are rapidly growing events, it's appropriate and important to think ahead about appropriate guardrails. First, as these are rapidly ongoing events, it's important to think ahead about appropriate guardrails. We need to prevent corporations enriching themselves off the work of others without compensation. We need leaders with vision and understanding to do this. While there are gaps in my knowledge, I've proven my ability to understand issues and my vision needed to craft guardrails. Second, I understand the desire to be at the forefront of AI technology, especially when it's being touted as the new moonshot. But Utah is not in a position to risk resources to sustain a data center with the current technology and circumstances. I propose that we're already devoting a large amount of resources to the Advanced Clean Energy Storage Project in Delta, Utah. The water usage there isn't ideal either, but it is in the final construction stages and will be a boon to the Utah economy as we become a hub for green energy in the western U.S. Third, we cannot ignore the voice of the people in this instance. Even if there are those who would support the Box Elder project, there was not enough opportunity for public input. We need to hold elected leaders accountable for the people, to the people, and not to corporations or even to other government entities. The voice of the people should always be thoroughly solicited and carefully considered in such decisions, because corporations cannot take resources from the people without proper compensation or from future generations who will never be compensated. The people deserve welcome access to their elected officials. As your representative, I expect to be held accountable while we navigate technological growth with compassion for the people affected.